Hello and welcome once again to the Breakfast Burrito here on YSN. I am DJ Yokley. Tommy Pease on the other side of the Google Hangout here on YouTube. And we're representing your sports network for episode number dos for the Breakfast Burrito. Tommy, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, DJ. How are you, sir?
Doing well, man. We both had a couple of games last night. I had the pleasure of the South Range Boardman game, girls game. And you had the East Liverpool Edison game. How'd it go?
Not good. Not good for the Potters. Back-to-back home losses, 74-66 to Edison. Once again, no Trayshawn Jackson for the Potters last night, so it was an uphill battle without the floor general on the floor for the Potters. And they came away with a 74-66 loss to Edison, who actually came into the field house on fire, shooting the lights out of the building. I think 9 or 10 three-pointers total for Edison. And it was just it was a battle the whole entire game for Liverpool to be able to put points on the board. And Edison comes in and knocks off, in my eyes, a big upset when Edison, especially at the Fieldhouse, comes in and knocks off Liverpool. So hats off to Edison, Coach Nate Moses. Fantastic job, good game plan last night. Unfortunately, back-to-back home losses for the Big Blue, and that hurts. It stings.
Yeah, that stings. We saw Coach Conley get his 100th win, career win.
Yep. And
then after that, it's 2 straight losses. What's the antidote here for the Potters?
Health. We got to get healthy. We got to get. I know it's one guy, but we got to get Trayshawn back on the floor. Everything starts and finishes with him. He's the he serves up the dishes. He's a ball handler. He keeps everybody in control. He makes everybody on the floor around him better. Last night, Roach had 18, and Brennan O'Hara, sophomore, had 23 points, and actually was a bright spot for the Potters. Defensively, did a great job, and then took some scoring under his belt, too, there to kind of try to offset losing Jackson. But, they're young. I keep saying that. The Potters are young. They're mainly a sophomore-heavy team. 5, 6, 7 sophomores get to run in the varsity game. And then, size hurts the Potters. Our big men, legitimately probably 6'1" at the most, some 6 foot. And teams with size and a little bit of strength and power on the inside seem to give us trouble. And it happened again last night as Edison knocked us off 74-66. So, but we're back tonight against Salem, which is definitely another uphill battle for the Potters, as they have great size. The quarterback for Salem, who's was an absolute stud, and he's also on the hardwood for the Quakers. So it'll be a battle again tonight for the Potters. Hopefully Trayshawn's back. I don't know if he'll be in game shape coming off that flu, so his minutes could be limited tonight. But get his feet back under him, maybe get a little bit of playing time, because tomorrow night we are at the Beaver Dome. Thursday night we're at the Beaver Dome for the big rivalry game, Beaver Local Liverpool, and we handed them an absolute whooping at the Fieldhouse, and the Beavers are much improved from that game, and we seem to be taking a few steps backwards. So probably going to be a very, very exciting game. Hopefully, we can get in there and make that call. Usually Ricky Prescott, the athletic director, he hooks us up with a nice spot all the way in the corner of the building, and we'll hopefully have the call for you guys. So
yeah, gotta love Rick Prescott. He takes care of us every chance he can, and hopefully the Beavers will sign here in YSN here shortly. So hey, we're gonna start this new thing called Hats Off. Who's your Hats Off player of the game last night?
Hats off to Brennan O'Hara. I talked about him here earlier, and this kid is, he's legit 6'2", going to be probably 6'3", 6'4" when it's all said and done. He's growing. He's still a sophomore. The intensity that he brings on the defensive side of the ball and what he's starting to develop on the offensive end of the ball for the Potters was a bright spot for me last night. So, yeah, hats off, Brennan O'Hara.
Awesome. Congratulations, Brennan, to be our inaugural Hats Off player of the game for the Potters. Go over a few scores from last night. Sebring Trojans followed to the Springfield Tigers, 58-27. We'll talk about this in a little bit. South Range Raiders, 63-42 over the Boardman Spartans. Excuse me. We also had, like you said, Potters lose to Edison Wildcats, 74-66. Also, local action, 52-39. Lisbon Blue Devils over the Southern Local Indians. So that's a couple losses, I think, in a row for the Indians. as they continue to kind of fight through some problems. But Lisbon with 2 big dubs in a row, one over Letonia and then one over here Southern Local. So that's a couple big ones.
Is it Sweeney who's the big scorer for Lisbon?
Yes, Sweeney's the stud for the Blue Devils. I think he scored upwards of 30-some points the other night against Letonia, really taking control. And he's going to be a player to watch, not only develop, but to continue. I can see him playing beyond the high school level. So it'll be fun to watch him kind of develop and mature as a high school player and then into college. Not so local, I guess regional would be the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals with a win 64-43 over Slippery Rock. The Clippers get a big win in girls basketball. They're a team to keep your eye on as we head towards the tournament. 64-37 over United. And then East Palestine, their final home game of the season, they're victorious over Wellsville 47-21. And then we got some local games tonight. I have the South Range versus Ursuline game. We're really, really excited for that. A couple really good teams with some rich tradition and history. Not exactly what you call a rivalry, but it's one of those games that is always right there. It's kind of like that matchup between Miami and Notre Dame. It's not really technically a rivalry, but it's always a competitive game.
Right. The Lisbon Blue Devil girls, they're tough too.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're tough. Actually, Coach Conley's niece is the point guard for Lisbon, Isabel Perez, and she's a sophomore, and she's legit, real legit. So I know that the Columbiana and Lisbon girls rivalry is there. They've had some great games over the past couple years, and I'm not sure when they play again or if they play again, but I do know that they will meet up in the playoffs if both teams get that far. So
yeah, you want to talk about luck and being blessed to have some real local talent. We talked about it yesterday. Basketball is on the comeback. It's on the rebound, if you will, here in the Valley. So it's exciting to see. It's exciting to be a part of. And here at YSN, we're going to broadcast as much as humanly possible. Obviously, from sea to shining sea whenever we can. But obviously, with these local teams that everybody's here is really excited about. One of them, keep your eye on, and I have the pleasure of broadcasting, is this South Range girls team. And, man, impressive again last night. Started a little slow out of the gates, but Coach Matizzi really able to rejuvenate them. There was a big injury. Maddie Durkin went down. They don't want to speculate what it is. It's a leg injury. She's the senior who just signed with Shawnee State to play at the next level. She went down early in the first – I guess early in the game, but in the first quarter. But stepping up in big 63-42 win for South Range, stepping up was Danny Volatich, the freshman. And she's a tall glass of water, and she ended up with 21 points, 18 rebounds, 7 blocks, and 4 steals. 18 rebounds is a school record. The record was 16, and she had a career night with 21 points. She was everywhere.
Stat sheet stuff, or
man, it was incredible. It really was incredible to watch her play, and she developed. I mean, it was one of those situations. They always talk about next man up in the professional ranks, and really, Danny Volatich was the next woman up. Whenever the leader Maddie Durkin went down, she stepped up and she was Miss Everything for the Raiders. So big win for them and kind of development. The light shines really bright for this South Range team with a lot of freshmen on the floor. Bree Kohler, another standout. Izzy Lamparty. We always talk about the Lamparty party. Hashtag Lamparty party. Every time Izzy does something good. So this South Range team is going to be really something special to watch, not only now, but moving forward. So our thoughts and prayers with Maddie Durkin as she continues to recover. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about her situation tonight when we go to the Thriller Dome once again and check in for the boys action. Coach Cullen and his troops taking on the Ursuline Irish. So
the Thriller Dome, is that what they call it? The Thriller Dome?
The Thriller Dome.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think Anthony Hartwig, my broadcast partner, came up with that one because there are so many thrilling games for the Raiders. So we refer to as the Thriller Dome. But yeah, my hat's off to Danny Volatich on a career night last night. We had a chance to catch up with her. So we'll be hanging the jerseys later today on our social media pages. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have the Potter jersey up. Oh man, almost, I don't know, got a bug in my mouth or what, but a Potter jersey up, as well as the Danny Volatich jersey as well, hanging on our social media sites with a soundbite. So check that out. A lot of good stuff coming up on YSN today. It's absolutely a good place. I mean, we're about to turn that corner piece on no sports. That dreaded day of the day after the Super Bowl, man, where there's no sports, nothing to talk about except for what happened in the past. Nothing really to look forward to until spring training. So locally, they're going to have to pick up the ball here and run with it.
That's right. Baseball season's right around the corner, though, so got to be excited about that.
Pitchers and catchers, man. How can you not be excited? I got my Yankee hat on, even though I'm a diehard Pirates fan. It's tough. It's really tough. So it'll be interesting to see how things turn out locally for baseball here.
Listen, man, you need to get your Tim Hortons iced tea.
I
got you can clean out your throat. Oh, you got your Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. We're going big.
We're just going to keep giving cheap plugs until one of these companies say, you know what, we like you guys, and we're going to throw you some money for all these plugs.
Mick Foley's cheap pop, huh? So
yeah, there you go.
So hey, man, locally, what else is going on? Anything? What's happening with the Potters down there?
It's quiet right now. I mean, basketball is in full swing. The girls basketball team for Liverpool's had their struggles this year. On the lower levels, we had our 8th grade team, our boys team, who ran through the Buckeye Mountaineer Conference, athletic conference for the 7th and 8th grade all year. And guess what? The other day, they got upset in the playoffs by Edison.
Oh,
now,
geez.
they were with one of their elite players who's going to be a name to watch in the future, and that's Tyler Rowe. He's an 8th grader for the Potters, and but he's in the hospital with flu A. So it's a crazy flu A world down here in East Liverpool, and it's starting to hurt our wins and loss numbers. But hopefully these young men get well fast, and that's the most important thing is their health. So
what's going on down there with that flu A, man? Is that just
man?
Is it through the air or through the water? What is it?
It's I don't know. It's WTI. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. I got friends that work there.
Oh, geez.
But no, I mean it's everywhere. But I seen on the Dr. Sanjay Gupta said it's on the flu season's on the decline now. So hopefully, if you haven't got it yet, you're not gonna get it. But yeah.
Yeah, not to talk too much.
Other than that, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Baseball open gym starts Tonight, yeah, we got a little open gym action. So get the kids in there throwing, get their hand-eye coordination back rolling again. So hopefully get that going. But yeah, it's quiet time.
Coach Pease getting things started. What's your schedule look like for the spring?
Well, we're in the BMAC also, or the Buckeye 8 they call it. So we play Buckeye local twice, Edison twice. We don't play Toronto this year in baseball, thank goodness, because they're a powerhouse, and they usually hand it to us pretty good. And then we also, we'll go down to Steubenville, play Martins Ferry. Of course, 2 games with Beaver local. But we're on the rebuild too. This is Coach Brian May. He's the head coach. I assist him. We went to school together and played baseball together at Liverpool, and this will be our 3rd year together, and we're trying. We're getting there. We just gotta change the culture of baseball at East Liverpool. It's kind of when you have a program like the basketball team and you have a program like the football team who pretty much are the headstone for what we do at East Liverpool. Baseball is kind of taking a back seat, but we got some field maintenance done. We got a new grass infield this year. We're trying to get kids excited about playing baseball, and hopefully with a good group of young kids who still play baseball under our group that we have now, hopefully we can start to rebuild and get back to where we were when even I played. We were pretty darn good. So
that's exciting.
You're a baseball
stuff, man.
guy, aren't you, Yoakley?
Oh yeah, very much so. Very much a baseball guy.
What year did you graduate?
I was 03 in high school, and then 07 in college. So
okay, and you went to East Palestine, right?
I did. I'm a Bulldog at heart. And then
so Aaron Walker probably, huh?
A-Dub. I know A-Dub very well. I caught for him a lot, and we still have a good friendship to this day. So Aaron's going to be assisting with the Bulldogs again this year.
Right, we're gonna try to scrimmage them actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Aaron played with me when I was 11 and 12 years old. Aaron, he came He came to the complex that was out where Beaver Local School is right now. They tore that down, but he came out there to play with our youth organization, and I think he was 11 the first year he came in, and it's the first time that I've seen a legit curveball. And let me tell you something, the kid at 11 years old had a curveball probably better than still anybody I've ever seen at 11 years old. So, hence why I went to Georgia Tech, right?
Yep, Ramblin' Wreck. He was one of the most talented players to come out of this area in a long time. So maybe we'll be able to get him on the show and talk a little bit about where he is, and obviously with his assistant coach with the Bulldogs right now, and a new head coach was my college coach at Westminster, Carmen Nocera, coming to East Palestine and trying to rejuvenate that program. And I know A-Dub, Aaron Walker, and his dad Doug going to be assisting with that rejuvenation. So it's going to be exciting times here at East Palestine on the baseball program. And you know what I'm more excited about is really where the youth program is in East Palestine. The EPYSA under new direction, a guy named John Simon. Really exciting. He's getting the numbers up. He's getting the kids excited about playing baseball again, which is what you need. I mean, because like you said, football, basketball, it's always going to carry the flag in towns like ours. But it really boils down to is a leader taking it from the foundation up and teaching these kids the fundamentals of baseball, right. And teaching them what's right and wrong. You know, how to take a pitch, how to hit a curveball, and developing these kids early. So, you know, they're not taking a beating and quitting, because that's the mentality now of so many, and not just in East Palestine. This is a national issue where when you get beat, it's, you know, I'm done with it.
There's a new baseball complex in East Palestine.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
There is.
Yeah.
14. It's next level, and Mr. Vance is doing an incredible job doing his part of rejuvenating baseball in the area. He loves baseball through and through. He's a huge advocate for local baseball, and he's got a great complex that he's getting ready to open up. He's had the indoor for a while, but he's looking at, I think, 6 fields opening up this spring. So it's exciting times for baseball.
Yeah, we coach a travel 12U baseball team here locally, and we're going to book 3 of those. He's having a bunch of tournaments out there this year, Vance is, and we're going to actually play in 3 or 4 of those. So we're excited about that new complex, because good baseball, and it's just a short drive out the road. So I'm excited.
It's a good time to be a baseball fan, especially here locally in the Valley, because with what Jim Vance is going to be doing, with what these local youth development leagues and organizations are going to be doing. They're traveling now, which we didn't have when we were younger. We just played kind of in-house. No. We might have played Springfield and Crestview, but now that's like Columbiana, Leetonia, East Liverpool. I mean, they're traveling all the way up to Youngstown to play some ball games, and you have you gotta really show your cards. And it's like teams like the Glaciers, Little B, Big B over at Seam Park that are doing a lot of good things. So baseball is here. We're still kind of middle of the road, but I think we're definitely on the as Mike Tomlin would say, arrow up for baseball here in the Valley. So we're excited to keep it going. So locally, that's about it for us, man. On to regionally, I saw some breaking news this morning, and I think it was a couple days old even, but they kind of did a rehash. We didn't talk about the XFL yesterday. We didn't talk about Vinnie Mac. I guess we alluded to a little bit with him staying with wanting to do XFL and WWE, but regionally here, they're talking about Pittsburgh and Cleveland, either one or the other or both, getting an XFL team. What do you think that would mean for the economy, the fanhood here, loyalty to the Browns, the Steelers, and most importantly, where the hell do you think they'll play?
You know what? That's a really good question, but I don't know. I mean, do you think? I mean, the city, of course, is going to have to want that to happen. I mean, the XFL could want a team in Pittsburgh or want a team in Cleveland, but the city is going to, have to be behind that to make it happen. Pittsburgh, I don't see it happening. It's a Steeler town. It's, what I mean? They say that the XFL is going to be gimmick free when it returns in 2020, but I'm sure there's going to be some differences between that and the NFL. If Cleveland actually was on board with with an XFL team, it might be a good idea because they might actually win a few games in the XFL if they just took the Browns and put them in the XFL.
Yeah, we talked about Johnny Manziel a little bit yesterday. I think that they build around Johnny football, and I think that I'm with you, man. If Cleveland can land a team, it gets people excited again, because even though you don't have the Browns, and we talked about wait until next year constantly yesterday for Cleveland fans, they don't have to wait that long anymore. And I think it's a good facility if they can work out a deal with First Energy Stadium in Cleveland.
Yep.
If they could basically pick up after the Browns season's over, and the way I understand it, it's not going to be like in the summer like it was the first time around. It's going to be literally right after the Super Bowl or the big game. It's going to be right after the big game, and they're kind of run the 8 to 10 week season or whatever they're going to do. A lot of TBDs on the XFL so far, but I think Cleveland would be a great opportunity, and I think that team that city is in such desperate want of a champion and a team to root for, just somebody to get behind. I mean, the Cavs where they're at, everybody's excited about the Cavs, but they're almost as bad as the Steelers when it comes to drama. So having another team,
they're bad right now for sure.
Having somebody
Cleveland's got to do something, because if LeBron, Cleveland's economy is based on LeBron James. So if he leaves, you gotta, at least they're not. You ever heard that song, Cleveland's? At least we're not Detroit. You ever seen that?
Man.
Oh my goodness, it's the greatest thing ever.
Well, we'll get into
that.
We're gonna get into Detroit a little bit. Bit later.
That's right.
But yeah, I think it's one of those things where Cleveland's really looking for an opportunity to not only get a champion, but just have somebody to root for. I mean, the Browns, it's tough. You root for them for 4 weeks, and then if they start 0-4, it's like all their fans turn the TV off, and they're not worried. I mean, they're more concerned about cutting their grass on Sundays than they are, the Browns game. So. So let's talk about Pittsburgh a little bit. Would the XFL work in Pittsburgh? They tried the indoor football league with the Pittsburgh Power. That didn't go so hot. They folded up. I don't want to say quick, but it was within a couple years, I believe. Could they potentially have another football team?
I don't think so. I don't think it'll work. I really don't. I did hear that Toledo wanted a XFL football team though. But as far as Pittsburgh, I just can't see anybody getting behind it. I don't know. I could be wrong. There's some frustration with the Steelers right now. So the fans could want it. Maybe. I don't know.
I think
it's a good question.
I think that the people would get behind it. I really do. But I think it would take some time. I don't want to say it's they're setting themselves up for failure. But there's so many smaller markets that would embrace a team a lot more than probably a Pittsburgh. You said Toledo. That wouldn't be a bad choice. And then what about an Akron? Akron just lost
Akron would be a good one. Yeah.
They just lost their softball team.
What about Youngstown, Ohio?
Yeah.
Not big enough? Not big enough?
It'd be we had the Hitmen not too long ago, right? Was that indoor football league or what was that?
It was at the Covelli Center, wasn't it? Didn't they play at the Covelli?
Something like that, and it was a good concept. It was a good shot. Youngstown is certainly a growing city, similar to the Akrons and Toledo's, but I don't know if we're quite ready for the XFL. And that's weird. Isn't that weird to say? Like, we're not ready for the XFL, a failing franchise in itself. We're not ready for it. But I think we're just – it's hard to get people to Penguins games. You know what I mean? It's hard to get people to YSU games. So, and it's not YSU's fault. It's just it's a matter of people showing up.
Our area.
It's very we're beat up. We're beat up, and people got, a lot of other things that they need to spend their money on other than, some tickets sometimes. So hats off to YSU for what they do. But I just don't think Youngstown can handle what Vinnie Mac has in store.
Yeah, because he's going to want to go big time. It's Vince McMahon. So he's yeah, Youngstown's probably just a little too small of a market for him because he's going to want, well, I mean, when they first came around with the XFL, I mean, it was major markets, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, New York,
Yep.
Chicago.
Yep.
So I would imagine it'll have the same structure, but, hopefully a few surprises in there for some cities who don't have, NFL football. Maybe they can get on board with.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I think what you look at is, can you fill a stadium full of XFL fans? And if you,
right.
I don't think you fill Heinz Field. I don't think.
No, it's 60-some thousand people. It ain't gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure that. I mean, First Energy Field would be a good, I guess facility, but Cleveland's got a few other places that they could play in. I mean, you could easily, go to one of these colleges or high schools. Even some of these high schools in Cleveland. I mean, you talk about, Edison and St. Ignatius and schools like that. Not that, XFL would want to play at a high school stadium, but imagine if you don't, kind of put your pin in one particular stadium and you play in multiple stadiums in the area, like high school fields
right.
or college fields.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
It'd be exciting, yeah.
Because you're looking at different fans and different demographics everywhere you go. So if you, and let's say it's a 10-game schedule, 5 of your games are at home. If every single home game is just from a regional standpoint, at a different stadium every single time, and you can do a cookie cutter, setup, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Because I like it.
I mean, if you think about it, the NFL had trouble filling stadiums this year. So I mean, what's the XL? I mean, I know we're 2 years away from the XFL, but at the same time, they struggled, especially with the Rams out in LA. And, and they were good this year. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Yep.
Listen, Vinnie Mac's an absolute business genius. And, if he's bringing it back because he thinks it'll work. When he opened up the WWE network and, all that, a lot of people call him crazy. Well, now look at it. So
Exactly. And you're right. And the thing is, it's, as well as I do that it's all about timing. Business is always about timing. It's all about, not looking at now, it's looking at the next 5 years. And I think a lot of people see the writing on the wall for the NFL, both, nationally and locally here. And from the regional standpoint, numbers are down. And
oh yeah,
if you look at the ratings, numbers are down. They continue to slide down. And the only person that can do something about it and take advantage is the only man that's doing it. And that's Vince McMahon with the XFL. So I think he's looking at, I think you got to look at Pittsburgh as a market because it's a heavy football market with fan loyalty. I think that the shoe drops though in Cleveland. I really do think that Cleveland's going to end up with a team because I think that the loyalty that he needs and just, to fill a stadium, it's going to be there. And once the Browns are done, that he could be able to, his PR people with as good as they are, learning from their tricks from the World Wrestling Entertainment, able to start selling season tickets. As soon as the Browns go 0-4, change direction on the fan base, and probably you got to think that it's going to affect season ticket holders in whatever city they land in, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this: do you think that all XFL games will be on the WWE Network?
I don't. I think that it would be a good idea, but I think that he's looking for another national
mainstream national. Yeah.
I think they could probably cut a deal with USA and Universal to cover it. And I mean, I think it was on NBC last time, so that was probably before Universal was Universal. That's probably a deal
doesn't NBC own Universal and USA? I mean, it's all one.
Yeah, it's all one conglomerate. It's all big.
Right.
Same as Disney and ESPN and stuff like
ABC
that.
and yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. I don't think that he steers away from Universal because he knows who butters his bread.
Right.
But I think that you probably can pick up better ratings on like a USA network than you would an NBC at this point. NBC is kind of for the older demographic. USA is for the younger kids, the younger generation, our generation, and probably below. So it'd be interesting to see. But hey, he knows what he's doing. He knows.
He does. He'll definitely make it. He wouldn't come back and try it again if he didn't think it was going to work.
No, he knows the numbers. He sees them, and
he learned from his mistakes.
He did, and if it's not going to be gimmicky, then people, I think, will fall in love with it.
I promise you, there won't be a guy running down the field with "He hate me" on the back of his jersey. I promise you that.
No, I do not make that promise because we don't know that. The gimmicky stuff is people that are going to be suffering from what was that, CTE for the rest of their life because of the kickoff scenario that they had for the XFL was just like a rugby scrum. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, as long as they can keep kicking in the game, I just think the XFL is going to just be more about harder hits, and and not like, I don't think they're going to be throwing targeting penalties or anything like that, and less pass interference. Let them play the way the game was played 30, 40 years ago. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited for it. It's 2 years away, so I got a while to wait. My dog's tired of it already. He's walking up them stairs. He's ready to go. But yeah, it's exciting. So that's our look at the regional coverage. So final verdict: thumbs up, thumbs down for Cleveland or Pittsburgh getting an XFL team.
I say thumbs up for Cleveland.
Thumbs up and thumbs down for Pittsburgh. Thumbs down for Pittsburgh. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So you heard it here first. We think Cleveland's going to get a ball team. So all you Cleveland fans, check out our site, check out our social media, let us know what you think. Will Cleveland get an XFL team? And part two, do they deserve an XFL team? I think they do. I think they deserve a winner. We all saw what happened when the Cavs won, and I think it'd be good to have another parade in Cleveland, even if it is the XFL. So we'll check that out. Dude, national news. We got some national stuff to talk about. A huge blockbuster trade in the NBA last night, and Blake Griffin, no longer a Los Angeles Clipper. He's headed to Motown.
Yeah, the Pistons or not the Pistons, but the Clippers are just wholesaling everybody. They're starting fresh. Get rid of Chris Paul in the offseason. Now Griffin? DeAndre Jordan's next. They don't want to keep Lou Williams around now. Yeah, I'm actually reading something right now. The Clippers will continue to pursue packages of young players and picks and talks for DeAndre Jordan and Lou Williams. So in less than a year, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, which in my eyes is a good starting point for success. I mean, Griffin's not that old. Chris Paul's still got it. Look what he's doing in Houston. And but hey, good for Detroit because they really didn't lose too much. Tobias Harris is struggled.
Dude, Lob City. I mean, what are you giving up for? I mean, like, you have the players in place, you have a good foundation. LeBron's talking about the possibility of coming to Los Angeles, and he's not dead set on the Clippers. Or I'm sorry, the Lakers. So you're giving, unless they're clearing up cap space or something to make a run at him. But I don't know that that's the case. I don't know. I think they're just trying to save some cash and trade these players away while they're still worth something. But you don't get the world back. You get, what was it? You said Lou Williams are getting ready to ditch on Williams. But
they got back Bradley, and they Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris, Boban Marjanovic, or however you say his last name. But Bradley, he's been a disappointment all year for Detroit after coming over from Boston. So listen, Detroit made out in the trade. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Detroit got the upside. Blake
Griffin is for all intents and purposes still in his prime. I mean, imagine
he's 28 years old. Listen, he just signed a 5-year, $171 million contract extension with the Clippers, and now he's gone.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
It really is.
It is.
Because he's sitting there for the long haul, saying, "Hey, I'm in LA. I'm in good. People want to come here. It's a destination team. It's an opportunity to play with me, and we're building." And he was the block of that team. He was the foundation, and now he's in Detroit, who they're gonna take a shot at another opportunity, another championship, and they got a good start on it, man. They really, with this trade, shake up the NBA again, and then it starts wavering towards the East once more.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that worries me about Detroit grabbing Blake Griffin, I'm not a Detroit fan, is the fact Griffin's actually struggled with injuries in his career in the NBA. So it'll be, but hey, with Griffin and Oh, who's the big man in Detroit? Help me out here.
In Detroit, I mean, I'm not a huge NBA guy. I just know names. I'm a Cavs guy, and that's about it.
Andre Drummond. Sorry.
Okay.
Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. I mean, now, it's your 4 and your 5. I mean, you're powerful in Detroit. Then you got Ish Smith out front on the point. It'll be interesting. The NBA interests me because, like, a lot of people going into this year, talked about, these teams loading up, and how the NBA is real lopsided. But I mean, as you've seen this year, it's it's a pretty even playing field. I mean, of course, there's 4, 5, 6 elite teams in the NBA, but you see the game changing, and I don't think you're going to see the Cavs and the Warriors again in the NBA Finals this year. There's just there's a lot of talent on a lot of teams in the NBA, and a lot of young talent on a lot of teams in the NBA. So it'll be interesting to see how the cards fall out when it comes playoff time. But I like Oklahoma City. I like Houston. I like, of course, you got to like the Warriors. The Cavs are struggling. Boston looks good defensively. I love watching the young Sixers team, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, when they get Markelle Fultz back. I mean, I love NBA basketball. I don't have a lot of time to do it much anymore, but I'm a big DFS NBA basketball guy. I absolutely love daily fantasy sports and NBA basketball. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, good job by Detroit. They definitely made an improvement to their team, and the Clippers, I mean, they basically mailed in their season. And
yeah, if we just talked about season ticket holders. If you're a season ticket holder for the Clippers, and this is usually the time that they're looking for you to renew in tax season because you have the money. Yeah. Do you renew, or do you put faith in your front office that just gave away basically your franchise player? Well, 2 of them over the last 6 months, and what do you get back?
The only thing I can think of is there's a big free agent in the market coming up that they want to go after in LA, because I know that Griffin was huge money for him. DeAndre Jordan is huge money for him, and they want to get rid of him. So they're freeing up, a lot of cap space. And I'm trying to find out here what the free agents are coming up here.
There's a big one.
Well, LeBron James.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: is LeBron James going to go to a team that just dismantled? No. I don't see it either.
No,
he doesn't want to start over.
LeBron James wants to win.
He wants to win championships, and that's the bottom line. That's the top line. That's everywhere in between. LeBron James is tired, and you got to think I'm tired of the conversation, and I'm not LeBron James. You got to think he's absolutely disgusted every time somebody goes, "Yeah, LeBron's good, but Jordan's got 6 rings." Like that shouldn't even be a discussion. I'm sorry. Like, LeBron James to me is the best basketball player of all time. Of all time. Yeah. Period. I mean, if we're talking about championships, that's great. But you know what? There's also there's other people that have championships that don't deserve them. I mean, you look at
I agree.
You look at a Trent Dilfer. Is he one of the best quarterbacks all time just because he won a Super Bowl? I don't think so. I mean, I don't. I mean, Dan Marino never won a championship. Does that cloud his legacy as a player? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. LeBron James, we could have this argument all day. Michael Jordan was magical. I mean, you're my age. You grew up in the Michael Jordan era. I mean, it was awesome. But LeBron James is just an absolute physical specimen that when the cards are down and he has to make a play, there's probably nobody on the planet that's going to stop him. So I agree. LeBron James, he's currently the best player on the planet of all time. Man, it's tough. I love Michael Jordan, but yeah, I mean, if you put LeBron James in his prime, 1-on-1 against Michael Jordan in his prime, I hate to say it, Michael Jordan fans, he's eaten.
Oh yeah, and it's not even, to me, it's not even going to be close. It's not going to be close because here's the thing: you say what you want about LeBron and who he had around him, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Kobe had Shaq. LeBron. I mean, Jordan had seemingly everybody. I mean, I guess we all forget how great of a player Scottie Pippen was, as well as Steve Kerr. I mean, Steve Kerr is a heck of a coach, but he was lights out from 3, absolutely lights out. So if you're double teaming Jordan, guess what? He kicks out to Pippen or Kerr, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's Drano. So, not to get too far down.
John Paxson,
Luke Longley.
whatever.
I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, I get it. It's, you want to build your team around these players, and if you're the Clippers, you had that to build around, and it's a shame. It really is, because the Clippers, Lob City, everybody loved it, and it's no more. It's no more. And if they think that they're going to go out and get, and I could be completely wrong, we could look back at this, 7 months from now, and I look like a complete ass clown because I'm saying that there's no chance that the Clippers get LeBron James, but there's no chance the Clippers get LeBron James. I fully think that he's either going to stay in Cleveland, they're going to continue to build, he'll end up in New York, or he's going to end up in Hollywood with the old purple and gold. So we'll see.
Which would be kind of exciting.
Yes
LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Chandler Parsons, Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, some of the top NBA free agents coming up next year. So Durant and LeBron, both go to
Can you imagine?
Go to the Lakers.
If
with
he
Lonzo
leaves,
Ball dishing the dirt.
Oh my gosh! If he leaves, if Durant leaves Golden State, that dude is going to get absolutely torched. I mean, the way that he went there, and if he leaves, I mean, you want to talk about him crying about the treatment that he got, when he went to Golden State. If he leaves Golden State and the dynasty that they really could have, I mean, they could have a Patriot-esque dynasty in the NBA. And,
for sure.
They're gaining fans, but it's almost like the John Cena scenario, where even though everybody loves you, everybody hates you, you still make money. You know what I mean? There's no shortage of John Cena t-shirts.
It don't matter what reaction you get, as long as you get a reaction.
That's it. And when they come to the town, guess what? They sell tickets, just like this team right here. And no matter if you love or hate the Yankees, you're buying their ticket when they come to town. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be a great offseason. It's going to be a great trade deadline opportunity for a lot of these teams. And I think, talking to YSN Rocky, as he likes to be called, he's going to have a trade deadline special here on YSN. So we're excited to be able to do that and bring you guys more information, because we keep getting it. You guys like the content we're bringing you, and we want to keep doing it for you. So make sure you hit up Mr. Pease and tell him what you want. So all right, man. One more topic at hand before we finish up at episode 2. You want to talk about the best of all time, Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan of golf. Tiger Woods is back, my friend. He is
back.
And you know what?
He is back.
He doesn't look too bad. And you know what? I'm rooting for him. My wife hates the guy, absolutely hates the guy, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the rejuvenation or making me feel like a kid again watching him, in the red shirt on Sundays. But man, it's good to see Tiger back.
I think all married women hate Tiger Woods, right?
That's probably an honest.
For the most part. I mean, I'm excited Tiger's back. I mean, listen, here's a little. I'll put it in a wrestling perspective for you. Tiger Woods did for golf what Hulk Hogan did for wrestling.
I agree, 100%.
I mean, yeah. So it's when you bring Hulk Hogan back, it's going to be good. When you bring Tiger Woods back, it's going to be good. And like you said, he didn't play bad. I mean, he finished under par. He didn't end the round early. He did a nice job. There's a lot of young talent in the PGA Tour now, thanks to Tiger Woods.
Not kidding.
You know what I mean?
You're not kidding.
So,
well, I mean, everybody played basketball because they wanted to be like Mike. I mean, you still see, I think Gatorade started the shirts again, be like Mike with the Gatorade logo. But, I mean, you talk about golf. I hated golf when I was a kid, but when I golf, I pretend I'm Tiger Woods, right? I bust out the red shirt.
Or Happy Gilmore. One of the two.
Yeah, I try that. That's usually after I've had a couple adult beverages. But I mean, you talk about the legacy that Tiger leaves behind. Dustin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy. Are these guys around if Tiger Woods doesn't do what he does for years and years?
That's hard to say. I mean, but Tiger Woods was like the first pro golfer that came in and looked like an athlete. You know what I mean? He was an athletic, energetic, long baller, and you see a lot more of that now. You see a lot of young, athletic, fit, guys out there just pounding the golf ball. And, Rory McIlroy, Justin Fowler, Jordan Spieth. I mean, the list can go on and on. And those are just American guys. I mean, there's some guys overseas now are just John Rahm. I mean, he's just blasting the golf ball. But yeah, I mean, Tiger's the man. I mean, I know he's had his problems, and everybody's had their problems. Everybody's had their issues in life. The key to it, is learning from your mistakes. And hopefully Tiger's learned from his mistakes, and he can come back and be the dominant golfer, that he once was, because he still looks good. And, guys like Palmer and Nicholson and, those guys did it, late into their careers. And so hopefully it would be good for everybody if Tiger Woods came back to form and gave these young guys a run for their money. It'd be exciting for golf.
Weird. Isn't that weird to say? Tiger Woods is going to give these young guys a run for their money. When you think of Tiger Woods, what's the image that pops into your head?
A young stud golfer. You know what I mean? It's still in my head. Yeah. But how old is Tiger now? I mean, my goodness, you got to be.
Yeah, I was looking that up just a minute ago. What is he? 40? I'm trying to see here. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't want to waste any time on it. But yeah, he's aging, man, and that's the thing. Like 3 under par at the Farmers Insurance Open, and it wasn't because of his long game. It was all because of his short game, and that's the evolution of Tiger Woods. And I think every man comes to listen. I'm 32, going to be 33. I think we talked about it yesterday. I'll be 33 on Monday. You'll be what, 36, 37 on Sunday?
36 on Sunday.
36 on Sunday. So when we talk about things that we used to be able to do and can't do anymore, it's not a joke. Like
you ain't kidding,
dude. It's incredible. All my life, people are saying, "Oh yeah, wait till you can't do that anymore. Wait till you sit in a car for an hour and it hurts to get out." And then all of a sudden it happens to you and the light goes on and you just, oh man.
Boom.
But it's not.
Tiger's
about
42, by the way.
42. Okay, so he's still considered our generation, right? So I mean, yeah. I remember sitting in study hall in like 5th grade, and it was when he won the Masters, maybe, as like a 21-year-old or something like that, and he was incredible. I mean, he was everything that we needed for our generation and more. And I tell the story to everybody I can. We had when we were playing baseball, we had one of the best pitchers ever. In Little League baseball, he was on the level I thought of an Aaron Walker growing up, and he dedicated himself to golf, and he became one heck of a golfer. And I always point to Tiger Woods and say, if that guy didn't make golf exciting, that this guy could have been an unbelievable #1 pitcher for our high school baseball team.
Right.
And his name's Scotty Jones. Scotty Jones is a good friend of mine. Has been for a long time. We grew up together. We ended up living on the same street. And it's one of those things where that story is a ripple effect of what happened in America when Tiger Woods.
Oh, yeah. And that's really one of millions of kids who, went that route. I mean,
yep.
Tiger was, I mean,
it's incredible.
He was huge. He was huge. I'm
looking
still
forward. Oh, yeah. And I fully predict this. I'm not a prophet, nor do I ever claim to be, but I fully anticipate Tiger Woods bringing golf back. And golf isn't dead by any means. It's kind of like that pro wrestling vibe where it has its ups and downs, and every 4 years, 5 years, it
has its solid fan base. And certain things or events might take an upswing in your numbers of who's viewing, but golf hasn't been anywhere near the level it was when Tiger was dominant. So hopefully it gets back there. I mean, he didn't won a tournament since I think 2013. So which I was at the Bridgestone in Akron. I was there for that. Yeah. Actually, if you've never done that, it's a short drive to Akron. Tickets are cheap. If you've never been to a golf tournament, it's a great experience. The food's good. The atmosphere is good, and you'd enjoy it. You'd like it.
I think we can work something out and maybe have a show there this year. I think that'd be pretty cool to sit down and maybe get some golfers on and
live from the Bridgestone Invitational. Your Sports Network.
Hookups, man. I've got some hookups there. My aunt
works
for Sumacare. I am. DJ Yoakley is connected all around. Let me tell you. I mean, I remember I went to the Bridgestone. We usually go to like the warm-up days. And that's when we get my young cousin gets all the autographs. maybe I got a few too as a 30-year-old or something like that. I'm still that weirdo that digs autographs and, just appreciating the golfers for who they are. And I think it flatters them too. But I think the big thing is for golf, if Tiger Woods is there, it does the same thing that Hulk Hogan, like you said, does for professional wrestling. It brings the casual fan, which is me, and I sit down on a Sunday or a Saturday and I watch golf because of, guess what? That guy brings back my childhood memories and the excitement that I had, So
You're
I think if Tiger can complete this complete overhaul of who Tiger Woods was and not worry about blasting the ball 700 yards, on one stroke, if he can really clean up his driver work and not hit it all over the lot, I think that he turns into that guy, and I think he looks towards breaking the major record again. I think that few and far between, and nobody has talked about Tiger for a long time, and even less people have talked about him being relevant in the golf world. And I think this weekend changed it whenever I think people saw shades of the old Tiger come back, but in a different level. So let's just put it out there for our final thought. Tiger Woods, can he do it again? Can he win that major? I think we both know he's great for golf. Can he bring golf back from where it is right now?
I think if he could stay mentally healthy, mentally fit, keep his eye on the prize and stay focused. We know the natural talent is there. We know the ability is there. Yeah. I mean, not to put that on Tiger Woods, but if Tiger can stay good in his mind and stay strong and do the right things, I think, yeah. And it would be amazing to watch. I'd be excited as you are. Like you said, you sit down and watch your childhood hero. To see Tiger Woods make a run at becoming the #1 golfer in the world again would just be great for sports. It'd be great for everybody. So, yeah.
Is there anybody out there?
Let's go, Tiger.
Come on, Eldrick, or whatever his name is.
Eldrick, Taunt, Woods.
So let me ask you this question, though. You're a little bit more into golf than I am. If Tiger Woods is not the guy to bring golf back, is there somebody on the roster right now, the PGA Tour, that can do what Tiger Woods did?
Well, I mean, Dustin Johnson's, he's tough. I mean, Tiger Woods has that it factor. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's guys out there that got the it factor. You know what I mean? They sell tickets. They give people the want to watch or want to tune in or see what happened. And and it's in Tiger's personality really not even that good. You know what I mean? It just I don't know, something about the guy. So yeah, I mean, for it to get back to where it was, it's going to have to be Tiger, unless there's somebody that we don't know about that's that can do it. But no, it's Tiger or bust for the PGA Tour, I think, honestly.
What's the one thing that can keep Tiger from being Tiger again?
Tiger Woods. Tiger's head.
What about the injuries? I mean, the injuries have been a huge problem for Tiger, especially in the last, 5-6 years.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, injuries, of course, would be an issue. But, how much of those injuries, we're still right here?
That's the thing. And I think it kind of goes to, your point. What I was thinking is Tiger Woods just needs to play. He needs to finish some tournaments.
Right. Just play.
Just play some golf, man. Go back to what you love and play some golf. And you were the best in the world for, a decade?
Right.
I mean, that just doesn't go away. I'm sorry. And I realize we're all getting older, but if you can continue to, reshift the way that things happen for you and change your game along with Father Time, you can still get back to where you were. And I think that he does that, but he's got to play. He's absolutely got to play some golf and stop cutting out of tournaments and commit to some tournaments and even some of the ones that he doesn't want to be part of, to just get out there and get his fan base up again. And then maybe you get that Nike contract back. Maybe stuff that builds your confidence. And then all of a sudden you are the #1 player in the world again. You're dusting these guys, these young bucks, away. Because guess who? You're Tiger Woods. You're freaking Tiger Woods. And that's all that matters.
And then the girls will start hanging all over him again. And then hopefully.
No. Stay away, Tiger. Stay
away. Stay strong. Stay strong.
Well, Pease, I think that does it for us today, brother. Episode 2
All
is
right, man.
success.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for your.
I'm working on a new backdrop for myself. Got to get out of the floor. Yeah. I mean, I got some nice collectible memorabilia. I just got to set it up to where it looks good. I mean, I told my wife I was embarrassed. You got this sweet setup behind you. You got the baseball bat stairway, which I'm gonna jock that. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm gonna have a baseball bat stairway for sure.
The guy. Hey, I got the dogs too, man. We got the co-host with the puppy. So I know it's a little weird having them roaming around in the background up and down the stairs, but it's one of those things where, hey man, it's YSN, it's your sports network. We're real, we're honest. You've got customers in the background. It's cool, right? We're taking time out of our lives to do this and to bring you guys some entertainment, some sports. We thank the Latonia Bears for hooking us up with some garb. If you want your garb on your gear on here on the Breakfast Burrito, just shoot it over to us. We're happy to wear it, happy to rock it. If it's a hat, if it's a shirt, if it's a sign, something like that, we'll take care of you. So we're all about local, loyal, and live, and greatness plays here on YSN. Tommy Pease, the voice of the East Liverpool Potters, and I'm wherever you want me to be, right here on YSN. You're the voice
of the voiceless.
That's it. We give a voice to the voiceless. So, hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. I know there's a lot of you out there that are tuning in for maybe the first time. Check out our previous podcast, episode 1 of the Breakfast Burrito. You won't be disappointed if you got some time. We'd love your feedback. So make sure that you commit to our social media. Does Cleveland deserve an XFL team? And quite frankly, do you want them to have an XFL team in the city of the burning lake? So that does it for us, man.
It's a frozen lake right now.
It's all frozen right now. Mother Nature doesn't know where the hell she is. So, hey, tune in tomorrow for the Breakfast Burrito, 10 a.m. To 11 a.m. right here on YouTube, and check us out on ysnlive.com. For Mr. Tommy Pease, I am DJ Yokley. It's a great day. Make it yours. Take care, everybody.
See you, folks.